So, in your own life, you're constantly making decisions. Some are small, and some are bigger decisions. But you're always engaged in decision making. You wake up in the morning and you have to decide what you're going to wear. You have to decide what you might eat for breakfast. And then at work, same thing. You're always deciding. And then there's bigger things that you have to decide. You have to decide your career. You have to decide your vocation. You have to decide who you're going to date and marry. You decide which house to buy, which car to get. Constantly, you're faced with this thing of making decision for your life, and maybe for others too at times. And so, it's good to ask yourself, what is guiding my decisions? It's a good question. Now, there are things that is obvious what's guiding your question. If you're on a strict diet, you go to a restaurant, there's the menu in front of you, you might choose salad or something light. Well, what led your decision, what guided your decision was the fact that you're on a diet. It was an easy decision, even though you're tempted to get something else. But you decided to get something based on what was guiding you in the moment. So that's life. You're constantly guided by something that's helping you make those decisions. In a sense, you're always aiming at something. You're never aimless. You're always aiming to something, to get something, and to do something. And that aim of yours is always guided by something else. Could be different for all of us. But there's something that's guiding you. And sometimes you find yourself confused about what to do. You don't know which way to go. You don't know what to decide. Because some things are not easy. Life is complicated. Some choices are hard. Some choices are very hard. So this is why we need help. We need help to decide what to do and to choose the right thing for ourselves and for others. Jesus gives us this parable. And in this parable, we see kind of a similar tension in the heart as the priest walks down. He sees this man injured, and he has to make a decision. Is he going to help or not? And he decides not to help. Then another Levite comes, who's also supposed to be working in the temple, close to God, sees him, does the same thing, walks away. Now, we don't want to speculate too much, but we're sure that there was some tension in their heart on what to do. Do I help this person? Or maybe it's too dangerous to help. Maybe the person that beat this man is still around and I might get in trouble. I might lose some time. I might lose some money to take care of this man. I'm going to be late to where I'm going. All these thoughts come to your mind as you're faced with this man that's bleeding. Or, from the Bible, we know that the man was an enemy to the Jews. And so maybe that was the guiding principle there. That he is our enemy. We're not going to help him. So, what's guiding you? What's guiding the world what principles are helping us to make decisions in our lives. Because we're constantly faced with things that we need to put in order. We need to put things in order, whether it's your life. Your day looks like a mess ahead of time, but you have to put it in order. Otherwise, you're just going to be in bed all day. You have to make a conscious decision that I'm going to go to work, exercise, go out with friends, eat, do whatever I want. That's the order you're putting to your day. And then the same thing with your life. Genesis talks about, it says, in the beginning there was chaos. There was no order. And it says, God spoke, and there was order. So in a sense, God does the same thing with the world. He puts it in order. And what does he do it through? He does it through the Word. St. John later in the New Testament says that Jesus is the Word. Jesus is that order that God the Father spoke and turned chaos into order, turned nothing into creation. So for a Christian to bring order to our lives, we turn to the Word of God. We turn to Jesus. We foster a relationship with Jesus, and we allow him to be the guiding principle for our life. And the ultimate principle of the commandments of Jesus is love. That's what we are aiming at. That's our mission in life. To aim at love that's guided by truth. Not just empty love and empty feelings, but love that's guided by truth, by true teachings of Christ. And then when we do that, there is order to our life, and there's order to the life of others. Then we can help each other. Then we can see the goodness in each other. So, it's a question that challenges us a lot of times. What am I going to put first in my life? Is it my career? Is it my health? Is it my pleasure? Or is it the commandments of Jesus? Is it the love of God? Otherwise, time moves fast, as you know. And sometimes we get so caught up in things. You know, I might put my career first. In 10 years, 15 years later, I realize I'm not happy. Or I might put pleasure first. 20 years later, I realize I don't even have a family. I've wasted time. I've wasted money. Or I might put power and authority first. And I get all that, but then I realize I'm lonely. There's all these things and challenges to your life that you have to work your way through. And this is why we need the commandments of Jesus to guide us, so that we can aim rightly. And you know, there's, in the New Testament, the word for sin is to miss the mark. Meaning, when you sin, you've already aimed, but you missed the mark. Because every action that you do, even the sinful actions that you're doing, you're aiming. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to do something. But you failed at it. And this is why Jesus teaches us how to aim properly. How to not miss the mark. How to walk through life and do the right thing for ourselves and for others. And so in this way, the teachings of Christ become essential for our well-being. The teachings of Christ become something that are not just optional for us, but are necessary if I want to bring order to my life. In this way, too, it's not just about picking and choosing which ones, but it's about Christ as a whole. Because Jesus was either right in everything or he was wrong in everything. There's no in between. And so I'll leave you with these questions to ask yourself. What is guiding you? What's motivating you? What are you aiming at? What's the ultimate goal of your life? And I hope and pray that it is love and that it's Jesus and that it's heaven that you're aiming at.
Together entrust our souls to the